Today, BioWare dropped part 1 of a brand new gameplay series that is going to act as an introduction to the game and the world that is Anthem. Part 1 includes story progression and customization, and while it does include a lot of things that many of us already know about, I think this is exactly what BioWare needs as we push towards the game's demos and launch to help other people who might just be making their way towards Anthem to see what it's all about, better understand what the game has to offer. That's also not to say that there aren't new things in this trailer and that there won't be new things in this series. In fact, John Warner says in part 2 that they're going to be taking a look at the expanding shared world of Anthem, its massive endgame, including Stronghold. So hopefully we get that information we've been so desperately seeking on just what the hell else is going to be happening with Anthem after launch outside of Strongholds and legendary contracts. Now, if you are new to Anthem, I strongly recommend you check out the full video. It's linked down in the description below as well as the pinned comment. Be warned though, if you are interested in going into this game blind with no understanding of the story at all, not even from like a trailer story delivery perspective, you should walk away because there are bits and pieces of the story here, including some key characters and some key things happening in the world of Anthem. If you want to go in blind, don't watch this video. For everyone else, I strongly recommend you check it out. Now, they do talk about, again, some things that a lot of us are aware of because we've been following the game for the last year now, including a look at all 4 of the javelins, kind of their purpose and function. We also get to see 4 loadouts that John put together for the Ranger, including a more support-focused loadout using Bulwark Point. We get to see a handful of new cosmetics, a lot of good stuff in there, including one that kind of comes across as like a jack-o'-lantern, almost Halloween-themed cosmetic, although you could, of course, color that however you see fit, so somebody kind of put that together. The big thing for me in this trailer, though, was a deeper look at the Dominion from a story and from a gameplay perspective. So we've seen the Monitor before, and a lot of us have sort of pointed to the Monitor as the leader of the Dominion, but I think the Monitor is more so Darth Vader to another character who could essentially be Darth Sidious. This new individual, is likely the leader of the Dominion. I feel like when we talk about leader roles, leaders don't typically get in a suit of armor and fly out to deal with the nasty stuff, right? They have their right-hand man, in this case the Monitor, go ahead and deal with that, and we get some pretty interesting interaction with the Monitor. There's one very specific line where the Monitor seems to be speaking to our freelancer, the player, and kind of, trying to bring him over to his side and say, hey, listen, we're gonna get control of this Anthem, and then we get to decide what's best for the world. It's kind of a terrifying line. Not really the thing you want to hear from someone, at least if you're on the side of freedom and human choice and all sorts of really good things and not bad things. So yeah, the Dominion is definitely the main antagonist in this game, the main threat, and they have much bigger, probably much worse ideas beyond just controlling the Anthem so they can stop all of the bad things from happening. No, they want to decide what is good and bad. And as Faye Naveen puts it in this trailer, controlling the Anthem gives control of creation, of life, and death. So yeah, it kind of continues to set up the Dominion. Not so good people. And the Monitor is again, the strong arm of this other character that we've yet to see. I'm definitely interested to learn more about him. Now, they used the Dominion to sort of introduce us to a brand new enemy type. We've actually seen this enemy type in the same story trailer where the Monitor was introduced, but we didn't get a name for it, and we also didn't get an understanding for how it functions. It is known as the Dominion Fury. It is this massive, crazy beast that once again appears to be powered by SEAL's technology, so potentially tapping into elemental sources in the world, whether it's through the Anthem or through Shaper Relics, much like the Storm itself does, and much like Helena Tarsis' Javelin possibly did, to power itself up. In this case, it can actually regenerate. So the players are going to have to really stack damage on, deal with its Dominion Shield technology. It's becoming a trend now. Everything in the Dominion has these crazy hard shields that take a lot of damage. So we see the Storm and the Ranger in this case really having to stack on one another. And they kind of use the rest of the trailer from this point on to demonstrate some teamwork across a variety of javelin combinations. So we see the Ranger using Bulwark Point, which is its dome shield, and then the Storm actually stacks Quickening Field, which reduces cooldowns on abilities, so they can get more damage done, at which point they combo their ultimate abilities to prevent the Fury from regenerating and actually just lay waste to it. This is also the first time where we're seeing like a high threat target do a lot of damage to the player. If you watch the Fury here, it really lays into the Ranger and starts to just annihilate its health bar. So it's kind of what a lot of us have been wanting to see in terms of difficulty, although I'd still like to see some better demonstrations of the AI. We also get to see the Colossus and the Interceptor working here together, so just kind of a really solid demonstration of tanking and flanking, if you will. The Colossus goes in, sort of uses its battle cry, aggroes a bunch of enemies. You can see all of the scars in the area start shooting at the Colossus, and then the Interceptor is able to flank and use one of its abilities to finish off that big scar shielded dude. And that's kind of the sum of it all. You know, again, I really recommend you check it out if you're new to Anthem, or if you just want to see kind of everything that's been talked about over the last, 6 months in live streams, put in a nice package rather than just all over the internet. I mean, I've talked about, I think, everything in this trailer from a gameplay perspective, apart from the new enemy types, multiple times across different streams that they've held, so to have it all in one nice bundle. Also, to see what really does look like more full release gameplay. We've been seeing a lot of alpha gameplay that was recorded several months ago. To now see what looks more in line with what will hopefully be the final build of the game is exciting. I'm definitely interested to see how things kind of look on the live stream today, which, by the way, is happening at 4 p.m. EST. I'm going to be hosting that, co-streaming it over on my Twitch channel if you want to hang out in a smaller chat and talk about that footage with me. You can also, of course, expect later today my full recap of that live stream with all of my discussion, like I always do. Keep in mind, part 2 of this gameplay series is going to be coming in the future, and we're going to be looking at that expanding shared world, the massive endgame, including strongholds. They say those words, John, you say those words. I'm kind of calling you out, man. I want to see this expanding shared world. I want to see this massive endgame beyond the stronghold, so time will tell with that one. Feel free to leave your thoughts, any other discussion you'd like to start or rile up down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and you know what, one little quick tidbit. I love having discussions about games, and if you don't like Anthem and you want to talk about, oh, I don't really like the way this looks, I'm curious about this, that's great. But if you come into my chat and you start calling people babies or shills, or even worse, just using really simple hateful terms because they like the game and you don't, then no, you won't get a calm, collected, and fun conversation or discussion from me, or anyone else for that matter. Don't expect that. If you treat people like crap, don't expect good graces in return. If you want to have a normal discussion with me, say this concerns me, that concerns me, without just slinging 5-year-old hate names at everybody, then we can totally do that. Yeah. So hey, while we're on the subject of not being a shithead, try to be awesome to everyone, because at the end of the day, that's all we've got.
The most